There you have it. Where you know, in a world where change is the only constant, staying informed is the key to staying ahead. Magandang gabi po sa mga kababayan natin dyan na nanonood right now. I'm Juvy, and with me later on, just coming a little bit late, Maryann will be with us as well. But I hope everyone is keeping warm and safe at home, especially this rainy season where there's a transition from autumn to winter. And we're back again tonight for another interesting discussion. And it's an update actually of the OCR. But disclaimer, hindi po tayo financial experts. We're not even mortgage brokers. No, I'm not. And Maryann has put on hold her license as a real estate agent. But we definitely have our personal experiences as a homeowner and knowledge as well as we have gone through the process. And of course, as we've been discussing and inviting people to join us every Wednesday to discuss about the home buying in New Zealand, we've gained some insights over the year of discussion already. There you have it. Looking forward to having Maryann. And that's just what I said. Let's welcome her as she joins us today. How's your travel back home? Because I know you're traveling from the city. Is it, Maryann?
I think I can't hear. Wait. Sorry.
Oh, good.
Here. Can you hear me, Ate?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. Did you just get home?
Yes. Sorry, Ate. Running
That's
late.
Yeah, and our topic today is about, we are now in episode 76, OCR update. Just recently, I got this update on my news feed on Google where OCR has gone down. And what does that mean to us homeowners or home buyers or investors? Would you like to tell?
Yes, Ate. So I think like majority of buyers, especially me right now, me and Steven are in the home buying journey at the moment, trying to look for our own house as well, our own home. But then of course, what does it mean? Well, it kind of gives us more opportunity as well because that means and that will lead to a lower interest rate. So either you may have a better borrowing capacity or serviceability as well if you are earning well, but then borrowing capacity, you may also have an increase of of the value that you're able to borrow.
Okay, so it's not only the interest rate that you'll be happy about.
Yes.
Once the OCR goes down, the interest rate will also go down, right?
Yes, Ate. So
aside from that, it will also have an impact to your borrowing capacity. So previously you were only allowed up to 600 because of the OCR that is very high, and once it goes down, pwede siyang umakyat to maybe 700.
Yes, I think that's how I interpret it. Of course, I'm not an expert when it comes to like the cash rates or OCR or anything regarding the borrowing, and that's the reason why we always invite Sanjeev or Paula as well. So those are the experts that we actually have to talk about. But I think I know from the time that when I was in real estate, every time the OCR goes down, then it means that either investors are also so very happy. Because then it means they can either borrow more money. Although a lot of investors doesn't really want to borrow money, they wanted to get a budget friendly kind of property and then renovate it and then put it again on the market to sell it. So with OCR, I think it's more valuable to first home buyers.
Okay. Or probably it's also valuable to those who are wanting to have their second home. Like in our case, we're keeping an eye on the OCR. Anyway, OCR stands for Official Cash Rate. I know we have invited Sanjeev last last year. It was last year who explained to us thoroughly what it
Mm.
means and how it impacts us as home buyers and also homeowners. Because I still remember after we bought our house in 2020, the official cash rate just kept going up, and the house
Yeah.
prices kept going up as well. And I remember the last time it went up the highest was last year, first beginning of last year. And so we were going to, what do you call that one, like you refinance or restructure?
Yes. Oh yeah.
I still get up with the two
I forget.
words. Anyway, so we have to renew because we have the when we locked in our interest rate, it has already gone past on that particular date. That was last year, 2023 April. And we've decided, because the interest rates was really high. The interest rate was really high, and we've
Mm.
heard from, from people that we have already invited here, how they manage their finances and their mortgage repayments. So we split it up into three, our
Yeah.
mortgage. And the first one was the one third of it was locked in for 6 months, and we have already renewed it last year as well. After 6 months, that was
Mm.
October. The second one was locked in for 1 year, and we have just recently renewed it this April as well. Because,
Yes.
long you would like to lock it in, and then you will renew it again. So and the third one was locked in until 2027, unfortunately, because
Oh
it's on 3 years, because the offer
yeah.
for 3 years was lower than the other two. So
Yeah.
that's why, and we weren't sure whether the interest rate will keep going up or will
Yeah.
go down. If only we have that bolang kristal na sinasabi natin in the Philippines, and we can guess what will happen, then we would probably just lock it in for 6 months when we felt that the OCR started to come down and the interest rate as well started to come down. So it's very important for me as a homeowner to keep an eye on the OCR, but then as well, how will I lock in my mortgage repayments for
Yes.
how long? Uh,
How
the
long?
decision making was really big.
Yeah, that's actually really true, Ate, because it's quite confusing, especially as what you've said. A lot of people doesn't really understand OCR. Like even me, I've been in the industry for, for through 3 years. I was in the industry for 3 years. It's still quite hard for me to grasp the whole, information or the knowledge regarding the OCR. But I know that once the OCR goes down, meaning that interest rates go down, the percentage, but that will also kind of boost the property market, the industry, the housing market, which means if we don't buy something now, for me as a home buyer, ate, if this continue to go down, the market, the activity in the housing market, the housing industry becomes faster, then the house values goes up.
Can you elaborate further? Oh, hang on. Before you do that, we have a viewer here who would like to. Good afternoon po. Hello, beautiful people from Evangeline Mercado. You probably
Hello
are
po.
in the Philippines, or where about are you? Let us know.
Maybe good afternoon is maybe in the Philippines.
Okay, kasi good afternoon pa. Dito gabi na.
Yes.
Anyway, when you said it goes down, ano nga? Parang mahina ang
Ah,
pag-pick up
di
ko.
ba? So, di ba ate, during the hot market, the reason why house value was way crazy, it's hot, because OCR is down. So the borrowing capacity is much more lenient. Then it means there are more people who
Afford.
can actually afford, yes, who can borrow the money. So
But
slowly, if this continue to go down, house value starts to go up.
okay, in simple terms, gawin nating Filipino. Pag
Yeah.
bumaba yung OCR, bababa yung
Yes.
interest rates,
Correct.
tataas yung value ng bahay. Is that what
Yes,
you mean?
because then that means, so you know how now currently it's not really a cold market because there is still a lot of activities, especially with my previous branch, Ray White. We sell, a lot of auction properties lately for the past weeks. Every Tuesday we have my previous branch, 80 Realty, always have their auction every Tuesday. And at their auction sold properties rate is very high, then it means there's still activity out there. The only thing is, during hot market, the reason why the value of houses are really high is because there is a lot of people who can afford to borrow money. So meaning you have a lot of competition to buy houses, and there's not much stocks in the market because everyone's
Mm.
like FOMO, so fear of missing out. They just want
Mm.
to buy. And now that if OCR is actually going down, then that means mortgage, like recently banks BNZ, ASB have lowered around the 3.25 percent
Mm.
for their, their rates, their mortgage rates. Then it means like right now, if I go, I know that Sanjeev has helped me get my verbal approval already, and I know I kind of know how much I can afford with my promotion, and then with the OCR going down, if I go back again to Sanjeev, it might have increased the amount that I
Mm.
can borrow. So now, if I can do that, if that happened to me, of course, there's going to be 10, 20 people who have the same situation like me. Then I'll have 10 to 20 people,
You will be competing
competing
with.
in one. Yes. So
Ah.
OCR going, the OCR adjusting, currently, it actually is one of the benefit is that it's boosting the economy again to kind of move,
Mm.
like parang siyang naging motor na kaya, okay, we're trying to, oh no, not motor but
Yeah.
bicycle,
Yeah.
let's say bicycle, and you're trying to kind of like, we were going
Yeah.
up, we're about to actually go a little bit, a little bit more manageable to kind of, cycle. But once it goes down, it'll be like bum 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 bum, bum. It's gonna go,
Yeah.
it just stimulates the economy as well, which is quite good.
Yeah, I remember what Sanjeev told us last year that it's kind of the head of all the banks. Oh, no, not the OCR, but the Reserve Bank is the head of all the bank that oversees or manages the flow of the economy. So I
Yeah.
know that the economy at the moment is still not that good, although it has gotten out of recession, but very little percent. And so this is one way of the Reserve Bank to push the economy's flow, to keep it going. And the tendency is like what you've said, there's a tendency that the house prices might go up if there will be a lot of people that will be interested to buy houses and will be competing with one another. But this is a good
Mhm.
point for those who have had who have seen already a mortgage broker last year, say for example, but you didn't go ahead. You might want to consider visiting them
Mhm.
again to have a look at your finances, because there will
Mhm.
definitely be a good change in your buying capacity, knowing that
Yeah.
the OCR has gone down. There's no
Yeah.
harm in asking.
Yeah. So I think so it's not, aside from that, ate, so one of the benefits of a lower OCR, as what I've mentioned, it encourages the business investment as well. So meaning, if me as an individual who's not an investor or something like that, um, can afford that, then it means, as what I mentioned earlier, investors can also afford that. So you have so much competition.
Yeah.
So meaning, it means at your house might go, it might go on a hot market. But if you are a homeowner and if you're thinking of actually selling and then you're buying, think as well. I think this is the perfect time, because if you wait for the hot market as well, it you're buying
Mm,
on a high, high value kind of
mm,
market. So that's why a lot of people are
mm,
still selling at the moment, because yes, you may sell it low, but you are able to afford low as well.
mm. Oh, I just recently received another call from an agent asking me if I'm still interested of selling our home, and we're like, nah, 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 not anymore. So we're just thinking of buying our second home. Still
Yes.
in the plan. Now,
Mm.
kung ikaw ba, if you're going to buy now, how will you manage your mortgage interest rates or finance it? You will go ahead with the full one for one mortgage interest rate, or you want to split it up?
I think
What
I
do you
would split it up according to, you know, how if we go back to our previous episodes with Sanjeev and Paula as well. I think those are quite helpful with knowing a lot more. I think I need further advice for that, Ate. I'm not as experienced like you owning a property, having a mortgage. Right now I don't have a mortgage. I'm so happy because I don't
think?
need to pay, but at least I'm saving. But I think I believe I should be trusting my finance advisor, because then it means I know that, like, he will be able to guide me through. Okay, this I remember Sanjeev said, do not fix it too long. I think the longest that I can fix with my mortgage would be 18 months, and you kind of have to split like what you do. I kind of have to split because
Mm,
at least you're not putting all your eggs in one basket.
true. I agree with
So
you.
yeah, masaktan ka man sa isa, at least you still have two
Ah,
more.
yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's what we did in the beginning. We put all our mortgage in one interest rate, and that was renewable every year. And then we felt a higher one a year after, and we felt like, oh, tumaas. So medyo masakit. And then the following
Yes.
year, biglang tumaas talaga. That was 21, 22. That was 23 when we felt, that was last year. We felt it reached to six something, almost seven.
Yes, 7. I
Yeah.
think ANZ went the highest day, ate. I remember December of 2021. I remember that because I was signing a contract, signing a sales and purchase agreement with one of my buyers with my Clark's Beach property. And I remember him saying that, oh man, like my mortgage has just increased to 7. And then I'm
Mm.
like, golly, 7%. But then going back, he was actually saying that in history of New Zealand, the highest interest rates that they've actually experienced is 20%.
I know. Paula's mentioned that as well. When we took it
Yes,
out for the first time.
20%.
Oh, that's crazy. I don't think I can afford that anymore. I don't think I can eat anymore with that. But when we started, it was just 3.5. And then last year, the highest one, the beginning of 2023, it went to almost 7. So almost double the interest rate that we paid before. So when we started here, we were like paying around 650 every
Mm,
week for our mortgage. So
mortgage.
compare that to your renting. That's when we started. But now we are paying 1,050 a week. Compare it to
The
how much?
previous ones when you started.
Yeah, 650 compared to 1,000. So it has really gone up. But
Right. Yeah.
although we have a lower interest rate recently, we were encouraged by Paula, because we're still with Paula, to have the same amount of mortgage repayment. Sabi niya, okay, we
Mm.
can offer you a lower interest rate, but can you please stick to the same amount that we are paying every week? And we were like, okay, we can do that. It was manageable last year, so we can also manage it this year. So, mas malaki na ngayon ang nababawas sa principal namin, although we still have the same amount of repayments
Yeah.
every fortnight.
And I think that's the reason why it's good, and it's actually great to have a really good relationship with your, with your, say, like yours, ate, with Paula as your finance manager or mortgage manager with ANZ, because then it means that they are able to kind of like offer you, if there is something that change and will benefit you, then they're always going to let you know about it as well, which is very, very cool. And I always suggest that to my buyers before, when I was in real estate. You gotta choose, someone that you really trust when it comes to, like,
Mm.
especially with mortgage, ate, because then at least you know that this person is actually, you're in really good hands. So
Yeah.
with Paula, I believe that she's explaining, because I emailed her with my question, and I was telling her, the one that I asked you as well last time, and she was very very prompt. I really like how she explained it. And yeah, I think people who are considering of buying at the moment with the lower OCR, maybe they are, if they weren't approved before, maybe it's, it's
Yeah.
worth a try to talk to a broker.
Mm.
What will this benefit them? And like the same thing as us as well. I know Sanjeev has already asked me, haven't you actually found a house yet? And I'm, oh my gosh, it's actually harder. It's actually harder, ate, being a real estate agent. And either I'm still split at it of like, do I actually have to buy something? you know,
Yeah.
it's very frustrating. I think I became so choosy after being a real estate agent.
Now that you know many things, you become choosy. Parang ganun din sa pag-aasawa or in a relationship. Once you know what you're really looking for, then you become so choosy because nah, I don't want that. I don't want that. Oh, you
Yes,
can easily see the red flags. So that's the downside of being a real estate. Although it's a good side at the same time, because you can't just be tricked by the
yeah,
outside appearance, because you are more meticulous, I would say. You got to
yes,
make sure that you're
exactly.
making the right decision. So yeah. Plus, I know why it's hard for you, because you don't really have the need for it, I think.
That's I think so too, ate. Like, it's not gonna be in a rush. I would just want
Mm,
something to, at least whatever happens to me, something for the kids as well, that me and Steven will give them. And it's
mm,
kind of like a head start for them when, if they reach our age.
mm,
um but yeah, I think it's it's been very tough, being like, knowing a lot, in the
mm.
industry. It's so funny actually that even though I'm not in real estate anymore, ate, my colleagues at work still goes to me and ask me
Alright.
questions,
Yeah.
because either, so two of them, I think my sales manager right now, they put their property in an auction, so I don't know what happened to that, if it's sold.
Oh,
But during the whole process, even though he's got a real estate agent looking after him, he will all be like, Maryann, can what do you think I should expect, and everything. And I
yeah.
really love it, because even though I'm in a different industry, I still get to talk about real estate.
Mm, yeah. That means to say you are very valuable, because they still keep coming back to you and asking for your opinion and ideas. Well, that's
Yes.
good to hear. And so, oof, this is one thing that you really need to be knowledgeable of. When we started looking for a house, I had no idea about OCR. What is that even? And so
Yeah.
we just want to have our own home, because we already calculated how much we'll be paying for the rent and how much is the possibility of us paying for the mortgage. And that time, it was so doable. So, for
And
anyone who's watching right now or will be watching this in their own time, lay down all your concerns, all your issues, and weigh up things. Of course, we don't want you to be rushed just because we say it. Always seek the advice of the experts, like the mortgage broker, mortgage advisor.
yeah. Yes, mortgage advisor and broker as well. That's so true, ate. And as what we always say in this podcast, whatever we talk about at the moment, especially that I have suspended my license as a real estate agent, I'm not very legally be able to give you advice, but I can share some insights. And that's the reason why you also have to find a very trusted real estate agent if you're an investor, especially when you're buying something that you want to invest and you want to know about yield, about how it actually will give them back an ROI if they're
Mm,
reselling it or putting it on rent as well. So yeah, I think with lower, I think I also received ate an email as well with my financial advisor, regarding
who's
that,
that?
because they I
Sanjay?
used no, my financial advisor, ate, is because of my life insurance. So we
Okay.
are, yeah, we are in my life insurance is, I think that's Haven, Haven Finances. Yeah, Haven
My one
Financial
is
Advisor.
AIA, just for anyone who's watching
You
us
know
right
what's
now.
funny? Ate, my AIA, so that's an international insurance, right? That is
Not,
my insurance that gives me my money back
I don't know,
from
wala ka ng work?
Philippines. Yeah, no, the Philippines one that I told you about, how I have a life insurance as well in the Philippines, but after 6 years, after it matures, they give me back 50,000 pesos every two
Oh,
years.
that's good
Yeah,
then.
so it's kind of like an investment insurance something. It's
Oh.
AIA.
Yeah, AIA. I'm with AIA, and I know we've talked about so many insurances already in the past, but we're just quickly mentioning this one anyway. Uh, what else? Talking about OCR. Is it the right time for you to buy a house? You will never know unless you ask the first person who is a mortgage broker, a mortgage advisor. Oh, you were just talking about the financial advisor. Because as far as I know, I don't have one. Although I have insurances, when it comes to getting advice, I actually do research. I ask one insurer, what can you offer me? I ask another insurer, what can you offer me? And then weigh up things. So for me, in my case, I don't depend on one. I remember last time you asked me for a second opinion, and I was like, okay, try this person, try Paula,
Yeah,
ask another one. Because it's still, different people will have different knowledge. But
that's
then
so
all
true.
their knowledge, when you combine it, that will suit your need, you are the best person to decide for yourself.
That's so true, because you can kind of have a comparison with everything that you've talked to, with talked about. So like choosing my life insurance, I also chose because I've been working with the financial advisor. I know we have Kuya Bobby before, and I think Kuya Bobby is more of, I think he's more health
Insurance.
insurance and life insurance or something,
Yeah.
not really
Yeah.
a property insurance. So the one that I was with is because through my life insurance. So he was the one who was able to give life insurance. We also opened life insurance with Steven because he didn't used to have it. It's only health insurance. And then me, I don't have health insurance, but I have life insurance. So I opened
Yes.
a health insurance. Yeah, it was the opposite. It's almost like I'm taking care of them if I die, but then I'm not taking care of me while I'm alive.
Yeah. Oh no. Not so good. And one thing, what another insurance that I'm having now,
Yes.
business insurance.
Oh,
I
oh
decided
yes,
to have,
because
yeah, I need to have this one just in case. You'll never know. So since
yeah,
I'm into
well,
food business, I'd rather
yes,
have
and
that.
that's very, very valuable, Ate. Just recently, you know how when now I am in the logistics industry, right? And I handle a lot of accounts, a lot of clients as well. And knowing that you have a business insurance is very, very valuable, because one of my client, their warehouse got burned. So
Oh.
their warehouse in Istamaki, it was on the news. It was such a big fire that they had to have eight fire trucks in there. And it was burning overnight. While they sleep, they didn't know that their warehouse is, on fire. And the next day they came to work and everything is gone. And
Oh.
yeah, and it was very sad. I get so close with my clients, so when I got to know that, I was so, so, so sad. And I was like, I'm praying for you, I know you're gonna
Mhm.
get through this. And they really appreciated that. And then I said, like, let me know if you need any help. But what I want to, talk about in there is what you've mentioned, business insurance. And lately, I see that they're still trading with me. So I see that their money is, they're still using our services. So I'm like, okay, well, I called him, and how's everything? I'm checking how's the business, and he said
Mm.
that it got covered by his business
Oh, that's
insurance. So
good.
I'm like, oh my golly, that is
Yeah.
so, thank God,
Yes.
and
Yes.
that's why it's good to have your business insurance, Ate.
Yep.
You'll never know
Yep.
what happens, eh?
Yeah. And you mentioned about Bobby Chua, even though he's mainly focusing on health and life, as far as I can remember. But I also asked him regarding the business. That's how I got connected to his colleagues or his network, I reckon, because I asked him if he knows someone, and then I was connected to them, and I got his
Oh.
business insurance. Anyway, that's pretty much it. We were talking about OCR. I would
Oh,
say this is time for you to have a look again at your finances. See a mortgage broker.
you know,
Yes.
Ate, how when you sorry, I just have to say, you know how we told them about the positive side of OCR lowering down, but what we actually tend to overlook is that it also has a negative effect. So you know how when OCR
Mm,
goes down,
yeah.
interest rates go down.
Yeah.
That also means that our savings interest goes
Ah,
down.
yes. Yeah. But I don't really put much. That's why I don't want to save. Although technically I'm saving a portion, but once I see money in my savings account, I was like, "Oh, where should I invest this? Because I don't want to leave it there, sitting there.
And
It
I
doesn't
think
really
that's
earn
the reason why, Ate, it's better to just buy a house because land
much."
goes up, you know,
Always.
instead
It
of
always
keeping it
goes
in,
up.
because I can see my money in the bank goes like oink, 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 oink,
Yeah.
oink.
And then sometimes when you need it and the interest has gone down, no. So I've been
No, no.
saving for months already because of the purpose of an investment. And so I'm starting to take out the money now. And I'm needing money. That's why I posted it on my Facebook page, whoever wants to lend me more. Because I tried borrowing it from the bank, and I was like, interest rate. I wanted to have a top up, but uh, I'm
Yes,
looking for other options. So
yes,
yeah, comparing savings to investment, I'll think of other way. I'll think of investment instead.
yes. So, oh well. So there you have it. You have a positive and you have a negative. So might as well just invest it into business like Ate or a property. So go and talk to your broker if you're able to afford now. Might as well.
Yeah, it's there's no harm in asking. Plus, if you're thinking
Yes,
that no nothing is free in New Zealand, other people are saying that. Oh, technically, I don't know. How would you explain that one? Because mortgage advisors are free. Their consultation is free. Oh,
yes.
probably they take it back once you get their service. They take back the service, the free service that they
Well,
offered you.
they get the percentage of how much you were able to borrow. So I think I know that that's how it works. I think
Mm,
that's what Sanjeev explained before. So we don't really pay them directly. It's more of like the banks pay them
bank.
according to the money that we borrowed, that we were able to borrow through them.
Yeah.
So which is still, for me, it's still quite good because initial consultation would be very, very helpful. I know, at least as long as you know what to ask. So
Yeah.
the
Yes.
at there, right, like before you ask, like take that opportunity to ask everything before
I
you go
know.
find a mortgage advisor. Then at least you kind of like, okay, what's this. If all your questions are asked, then go. If not, you want to get another opinion from others, then you have your set of questions asked.
Yes. Ah, geez. You will never know it until you ask. There you have it,
Yes.
everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. And watch out for next week because the agent that we bought this house from, the agent that we negotiated, will be joining
Yeah.
us next. I've invited from Barfoot and Thompson. Okay,
Oh,
okay. Mm. So
who,
you'll be
who
able
was
to
your
meet them.
your real estate agent, Ate? I forgot.
They call themselves DNA.
Oh yes, it's they are actually quite popular around East South
Flatbush,
Auckland.
I
So
mean.
what's his
Flatbush area.
name? Dan.
Dev.
Oh my golly.
Dev and
I
Andrew.
Yeah, I think, yeah, because I was, when I used to be with Barfoot, then I try selling some of their listings with my buyer. So I went through, I kind
Ah,
of, I can't he I don't know if he remembers me, but
yeah, yeah. Let's see. Next week, abangan niyo po, we will be having a good discussion about rent to own. I've already asked them questions so that they can prepare for the answers to
Mm.
it. of course, they will probably be showing us some of their listings that some of our viewers might be interested in, and we'll get some ideas as to how much are the prices in the area and of particular
Yes.
features of the house. So it's good to hear from still an active one and having many listings. Let's look forward to the next Wednesday.
Yes. Thank you, guys. Thanks to everyone. Thanks, Ate.
Thank you,
Sorry I'm late.
Maryann. Not a problem. Have a good night, everybody. And thank you so much for those who have watched us anywhere here in New Zealand or in the Philippines or around the world. Kakite.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good evening.